It was almost 6 o'clock.
Okay.
We got out for probably about an hour, I'd say. It was her and one other guy were still out. Everybody had gone already. I'm usually the last one out there, surfing in the night. My knowledge of sharks in the ocean here, I always have that view, and I always know that there are possibilities, and you always just have that little bit of scared feeling in the back of your mind and in your spirit, I guess, just because the knowledge I have of them, they're always there. I know that, but I never expected one would come and try to grab me. I had just got a really good wave to the right. I got super barreled and came out. So I was like, oh, get one more. And before I just do that, I'm still a little bit late, so I kept paddling out. Sitting there waiting for a set. It was actually my friend. He was having his celebration of life that day. He passed away a week or two before that. And I'm just around the corner at a cove called Moho's, and all my friends were down there, and they were shooting off aerial fireworks for the celebration. And I was just gazing up at that, like, well, I didn't realize that's what was happening. In retrospect, I probably should have been there. But, yeah, the fireworks were going off, and I was looking at that, like, wow, that's really trippy-looking fireworks. It was real hazy-looking. But then I found out that it had, like, packed a bunch of the dashes into one of the aerials, and, like, that's what gave it that really kind of choppy look in the sky. And right there, right after I looked down from looking up at the fireworks, it was just there coming. It was probably 8 to 10 feet away, mouth pinned open, just coming, slow motion. It was just super slow, but also really fast. And I felt like I was on the top of the water, sitting on my board, only the lower half was submerged, but just the displacement off of the shark made it feel like I was under the water. I felt like my head was under sea level, just because of the sheer mass of the thing moving through the water. It almost sucked me in. But it just came, and I was just like, is this really happening? And then wham! Hit me right in the first thing I felt was it hit me right in the jaw, my lower lip, and that was with the point of the nose. And I'm almost positive that that's what saved me, and just stunned it enough to keep its mouth open to where I could get away. Because otherwise it would have just chomped right down and just leveled me. And, so I got my arm out and I went underneath. I rolled underneath its jaw, basically got underneath it and just like pushed off with my right knee. It was all sanded from the skin. And I got under it and it went over the top of me. And I waited. I remember watching it pass over, and once it was clear, I just pushed off the reef. That's why in the footage it looks like I go flying out of the water. It's because I had a push from the bottom. And luckily that girl was right there, and I was just flipping out, trying to hold my arm, and it was gushing. And my board, I don't wear a leash, so my board went shooting off to the side when I got hit. And we still haven't found my board. So anyway, the girl was sitting right there. Unbelievable. She had just sat there and waited for me to come up, which is a very brave thing to do. And she had never seen a shark before that. Never. So I grabbed onto the nose of her board, and I just told her paddle, and I just frog kicked, held on the best I could. And her board's really small. She paddled her ass off, and we made it. And eventually it just felt like forever. I knew that shark was still out there, but they'll bite, and then you'll have a little time before they come back. So I wasn't trying to stress about it coming back too much, but I was just mainly focused on trying to stop my bleeding because it was horrific. You just feel it pumping out. And so I just asked her to take off her leash calmly and wrap it around my arm. And she did. She didn't understand at first. She was like, what are you talking about? Like, take it off. And when I meant the Velcro part that like straps around your foot, and she just took like the actual cord part and wrapped it around, which is hard to get a good cinch on. That's why you use the Velcro. But she got it around. I helped her to pull, and I was like, not tight enough. You got to do it again. So she took one more wrap. She's just panicking. And so we got her tight enough for now. So then I was like, we just got to keep moving. Let's go. And we got to the inside, and they carried me up the beach and laid me down. And a police officer showed up and put a real tourniquet on there, like super tight, and that probably stopped the bleeding and everything. I didn't even look at the wound at this point. It was too scary, but yeah, the pain ensued. I've been through a lot of pain, and that was top of everything. I suffered 2 lacerations on my forearm, which were from the top jaw on the left side of the shark when I repelled. That's how I got out of its mouth. It didn't actually chomp down on me. It just, I rubbed. That was just from gliding across the top and bottom jaw. And that's like how I pushed out to get under it on my way. But I had about 70-something stitches altogether in my arm. And the top laceration from the top teeth, about 4 inches deep. It's very, very deep. Samaritan was telling me about it after. And he said the muscles were just completely mangled in there. But he ended up having to reconnect my ulnar nerve, the one in the elbow that controlled your control and your sensation. That was completely severed, but he put that back together as best he could. A few tendons, and then just stitching it up. Other than that, I had 11 stitches in my lower lip, and I lost 1 tooth, and the other 4 very loose, and they might still fall out. 2 cuts on, 1 cut on each knuckle on that right hand, or that left hand. Just from, I think, maybe my hand was coming out of the mouth. I just caught 2 teeth or something on the way out. I was very, very lucky. You know, I was thinking it was an 18-footer, but in retrospect, it was a 14, 15-footer. And then I'm almost positive it was pregnant, just because of the way it was shaped, the stomach and everything, it looked pregnant. The mouth, when it was open, it was so big. It was like, I could almost stood up in there. Yeah, you can't really see much in the video, but as when I grabbed on and we started paddling away, she watched it swim off, like back out to sea, or like towards where my board was, and she said it just looked gigantic. It was like a big submarine moving super slow. My blood loss was the main thought. Like, I figured I was probably gonna die just because of all the blood I lost, because I know from experience that if it's a certain amount of blood, you die no matter what. So that was my main concern. That's all I was thinking about, and obviously her safety. I didn't want it to come back and kill both of us. That was horrible. I just tried to keep my arm up out of the water and try to get the least amount of blood dripping as I could, which was almost a losing battle, but I was trying. I grew up in the ocean, and I love the ocean. I always have. Just a part of me. I'm probably in the ocean more than I'm on the land. I've had a lot of experiences with sharks, fishing in the kayak. They're pretty much always there. I mean, huge sharks around me, tiger sharks, like upwards of 20 feet, and I've never been actually like attacked, like bitten, but I've been, definitely harassed because I always have a big fish in me and they bleed, and there's a lot of stuff there. It's just what it is, and just that, because of that alone, always subconsciously or not, I've always had the feeling that I might it could happen. I could be attacked by a shark. I could get bit. It's not too far-fetched, and it's inevitable, really, if you think about it, just because all the time I spend out there. So I know my odds are different than other people's odds of getting bit by a shark. And I think just that alone is a big factor. The vibration you put off when you're scared of a shark, I'm pretty sure they tune into that. So just that little bit of fear in me that I don't really recognize right away or up front, it's always there, I think. So I have a feeling that was a big contributor to it, honing in on me and biting me, of all people. I wasn't fishy that day. I hadn't gone fishing that day. I wasn't fucking blown. I was clean. I was just surfing. There's nothing to attract it, but maybe some radio waves. I just want to, if I can help in any way, to just educate people about how because there's so many, Ocean Ramsey and all these people trying to tell everybody that sharks are safe and sharks, yes, I get their point. And, I know they're getting killed off massively, but it doesn't, even before this, I still don't encourage that because they're fucking dangerous and they're everywhere. And we like to swim and surf where they feed, like on the ledges and, those kind of spots, outcroppings. And I always tell people to just be aware and just try to just always look around and make sure that there's something not creeping up on you, because it's the only way to know. There's no machine or camera or device that's going to help you be alerted to a shark attack. Sure. Just the sheer lack of food, because all the boats just netting everything out. I mean, being a fisherman, I see the decline in fish. There's no denying that. I mean, over the years, it's just dropped dramatically. Yeah. It's sad. I mean, they're just so greedy. They netted them all up one time. Oh, yeah. How are they going to survive? You take the whole school. I can't wait to get back in. I go surf right now if I could. Yeah. And I'm going to be out there slaying ahis again and feeding everybody and eating sashimi, living the good life. Everybody always called me crazy for fishing the kayak, but I stood firm that surfing is more crazy, and I was right. But yeah, it's been quite an experience, but I'm optimistic that everything will be back to normal. And, yep, the ocean's still there. My arm's still there, so I'm pretty lucky. By me, I saw it right directly in front of where I got bit. I was fishing, and I saw that. I'm positive it was the same shark that bit me. Came up like 3 feet in front of me, and I saw his eye, and he kept swimming, and I paddled my ass off to get in. That was about less than a week before I got bit. It was I fished off my kayak, like I said, and I go way out, like to the FAD, which is it's like a buoys that create, ice that bring fish around. So I catch all like the big tunas and stuff. And the day before I got bit, I caught a 350-pound marlin on my kayak. It's crazy, but yeah, that's regular for me. That's kind of what I do. And yeah, I was out there that day, and I didn't have any fish with me, but the thing still came and checked me out. And I had already heard about it because the diver that got the footage of it. Yeah, it's the same shark, and no doubt about it. Like looking at the eyes of that thing is like no doubting that that's the same shark. It was probably about 1 o'clock when I saw it, and it was probably like maybe 4 miles out or so, 3 or 4 miles. I was out there live baiting, and I was actually on my way in, probably about halfway from the buoy to land, but not that far. It was probably only 2 to 3 miles from Banyans, where I got attacked. I probably saw him for about no more than 2 minutes, probably. He came up, I saw it, and then I just watched it kind of, fade off. Well, I paddled my ass off away from it, obviously. I try not to look at him too much. Very visible. It was pretty far. It was like, at least 10, 15 feet away from me.